Mojang has become well known for their willingness to interact and engage with the Minecraft community. However, with the more recent updates, mainly being the Wild Update 1.19, the community is becoming a bit restless with some of the changes Mojang are making to the game. In this video, we're going to be taking a look into the future, 1.20, and why with that update it is so crucial that Mojang listen closely to the community's feedback. We're going to be breaking everything down in this video, from Java Edition to Bedrock parity. So if you would love for any of this to be introduced, drop the video a like to hopefully get it out there to Mojang, and let's dive right into it. So if you've been around for a while, I'm sure you all know by now, Mojang, unlike many other game studios, listens closely to the community and the feedback given. However, for quite a while now, it seems like the feedback and some suggestions by the community, mainly the Bedrock community, are just being left unanswered, or Mojang are being deliberately vague about things, not giving proper responses, which is why in this video we're going to be breaking everything down and talking about why with 1.20 it is so crucial that Mojang listen. Let's take a look at the history of Minecraft's updates and break down what is currently going on today. We all know this, but 1.18 and 1.17 are basically two in the same, the Caves and Cliffs update. Mojang did a decent job with this one, going back to a long demanded feature, which is of course new mountains and new caves. Mojang did a good job with this initially, however it seems like there were a few features which were introduced and Mojang did not properly listen to the community's feedback around them, mainly being things like copper and amethyst. The community had huge hopes for these two items, which today are kind of useless. Whenever I see copper in the Minecraft overworld, most of the time I just leave it there until I actually have a use for it. Amethyst, although useful, cool and beautiful, it does not serve many purposes in the game. If it was down to the community, these two items would have been much more useful, but it seems like Mojang did kind of skip over this just so they could move on. Before that we had 1.16, which was the Nether update. The community definitely had a huge amount of input with this one, and I believe it's where Mojang really realised the importance of the community more than ever. The suggestions for biomes, mobs, changes, loot, gameplay mechanics all came in very useful with this one. Netherite had quite a few changes made to it based upon the community's feedback, and all in all I believe Mojang did an excellent job with 1.16 and engaging with the community. Before this we had 1.15, the Buzzy Bee update. Mojang yet again did a good job with that, tweaking these features, making them good for all different sorts of builders, whether they be redstone engineers or something crazy like that. Mojang did tweak quite a lot based upon that. Even with 1.14, the Village and Pillage update, Mojang made some very requested changes to trade and the villagers, which is something incredible, although the community did not actually really need that at that specific time. Mojang did listen closely to any feedback given. Where it gets a bit bumpy though is 1.13, Update Aquatic. Mojang did a good job with this, but at the time I remember it seeming like so out of nowhere. Although it was cool, it was awesome, it was just all in all a good update. The community did not really care about an aquatic update, and along with this, I'm sure you all know by now, this is when the Phantom was introduced, so yeah, quite rocky to say the least. Before that, 1.12, the World of Colour update. I'm not really going to talk upon this one too much because I do not remember too much of it, but at the time I remember it being quite controversial. Before that, this is where Mojang did an excellent job. The 1.11 Exploration update, adding new structures for the first time in forever. The Woodland Mansion. Along with this we got shulker boxes in response to people pleading with Mojang to add backpacks. 6. This was an incredible update. Mojang did an incredible job with this. I'm going to skip over the Frostburn update. Let's go to 1.9, the combat update. Yeah, the community wanted changes to combat for a while. We actually got them. Along with that, we got the Elytra, changes to the end, which people had been wanting for a while, shields, cool things like that, an incredible update. But you may be thinking right now, why did I bring all of this up? It is to show you the history of the Minecraft updates and Mojang's engagement with the community in order to make them great. This may be quite controversial, but personally, myself and many others I've spoke to about the Wild update do just feel like the community is almost being ignored with this one. I'm not going to say Mojang does not care and is not listening to feedback, because that's completely false, but what I'm trying to say is, compared to all other updates which seems like they were made to progress Minecraft for the community, the Wild update just seems like filler and something to tide us over. Although the community wanted new swamps and updates to old biomes, there's a lot more Mojang could have done, and even though they are updating these, there's a lot more they could have added which the community really wanted. Of course, we got boat chests, which is an incredible feature. The community wanted this for a while. I feel like a lot more could have been done in terms of parity or something like that, just something the community wanted, and that's where 1.20 comes in. I believe that with the Wild update being so controversial and so looked down upon by parts of the community, I feel like what Mojang do with 1.20 will determine the fate of the next few years of Minecraft at least. The Bedrock community is more restless than ever, and over the past few months I've been really diving deep into this to figure out what is up with the Bedrock community and why people are so frustrated with the state of the game on Bedrock, and there's a few reasons for this. Parity is a huge issue. People have been waiting for basic features like a spectator mode camera and dual wielding, things like that, for so many years, and only just now are we starting to hear about one of them, which is a spectator mode, game mode 6. I feel like Mojang are almost speculating behind the scenes about what the community wants. That's why they decided to bring back the swamp and overhaul that along with the warden, but that really does not count because it's a caves and cliffs update feature which was delayed. I just feel like all the time and resources over at Mojang are being poured into wrong areas, a bit like with the Buzzy Bee update. Although it sounds cool and it's an awesome concept, it's not what the community needs at this current time. The combat update was at a perfect time. The exploration update was at a perfect time. Alongside that, the village and pillage update was at a pretty good time. The nether update was incredibly timed, but now we've just got the wild update, bringing back old features, remaking them for a modern update. It just does not feel what the community wants right now. If Mojang were really listening to the feedback, they would know clear as day what the community wants. People want parity, people want next generation updates, people want upgrades, people want quality of life changes, and of course Mojang could do this with the wild update, but I feel like we need something different, just like we used to see from Mojang. Not some big update with a fancy name or some huge features which will make it easy to advertise. We need just an update. It's been me, ItzJhief. Have an amazing day and I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.